Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the 411 Talk Zone radio show. My name is Leon Jones, and this is the first video of 2023. And I'm doing this video because today is my 58th birthday. We are in a season of Capricorns, wintertime, and I just like to thank everybody who has supported me over going on the past 7 years. And this year, it's not going to be any different with YouTube. What I'm going to do this year, I'm going to mix it up with some live streams. I do have a Rumble account, and I'm going to bring back the Blog Talk radio show. Now, what I intend to do here in 2023, I want to get a little bit more into news. Also going to talk about politics because the presidential campaigns are coming up, and generally they last for about 18 months. But most of all, I like to sit up and say I am happy that I have been able to get another year older. Now, I know some people may say, well, when you're in your 50s and you get in your 60s, you're old. Let me tell you something. You're only as old as you feel. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and this is lessons of survival. Look, if you want to make it to my age, work on your health, work on your money, make sure that you are confident, and most of all, you have to enjoy life. Now, I don't believe in making any New Year's resolutions. I believe that a journey is always continuous, and stay humble. There are a number of us out there who believe that we can have everything. Well, if we could have everything, our lives would come to a standstill. We would be at a stalemate. Why? Because we have everything we want. See, when you go on a journey through life, you can pick up short-term achievements along the way. But there is always a long-term goal. Now, when you get into my age, the rightful age of 58, here on January 2nd, I was born January 2nd, 1965. I'm a Capricorn. This is January 2nd, 2023. You can go back and look at all the experiences that you had in life, what you did right and what you did wrong. And I can say this, I'm happy to be alive because there are individuals who were in the 50s, even here on YouTube, who passed away before their time. Now, I didn't let that affect me from continuing my journey. I realized that we only live one time. Remember this, there are individuals who are younger than I am who have passed away. In fact, there was this rapper, the first murdered rapper of 2023 from a group called 3-6 Mafia. Yes, I remember 3-6 Mafia from back in the early 2000s. They were talking about Scissor. If you remember that song. Well, the gentleman that passed away was 43 years old. That's younger than me. And a way to live as long as I have lived, it comes down to who are you associating yourself with? When it comes to people in your life, whether it's family, whether it's friends. If they're not growing, you have to disassociate yourself from them. You see, sometimes our problems are us, but also our problems are also who we associate ourselves with. Now, last year, there were a number of rappers who passed. There are a number of rappers who had associations that weren't appealing. Well, that also happens in everyday life. Now, during the season of Capricorn and other zodiac signs, I want you to take a look at yourself and find out what direction you want to go. If you want to be a content creator, be the best content creator. But here's what I'm going to tell you about that. And this goes for any other career, education, or any other thing you want to do. Don't try to compare yourself to the next person. You see, when you do that, what happens is that's when the jealousy comes out because they may have something you want. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If you want to better yourself, you always hang out with people who are better than you, but don't become jealous of them. Because remember, they got where they got because they had to deal with somebody better than them. And when I do videos, I love to do videos on mental health, although I'm not a mental health expert. It's good that you understand behaviors. It's also good that you understand psychology. And I love psychology because it studies the behavior. So what I'm doing here on my birthday, I'm relaxing. I always tell you at the end of my videos, and I'm going to say it right now. Be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Always know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, since I turned 58 today, I was able to see the sun rise again and the sun set again. And I'm blessed for what I have. I have a life. I don't have to worry about what I don't have because I can't be somebody else. I'm happy to be me. Now, you can agree or disagree with what I'm saying. That's fine. But it still doesn't change the fact that I'm happy to be me. I'm confident. I'm courageous in my own way, motivated, understanding, and I realize I make mistakes. See, one thing that you have to call when it comes to failings, look at where you failed. See, a lot of us always look at where other people failed. Look at where I failed. Now, believe it or not, failing is something good. And I can tell you, when it came to college, there were a few classes that I failed. Was I a dummy? No. At that time, I didn't grasp the material. And then also, the instructor made the courses too hard. So what did I do? I took the courses again and got better grades because I understood the content a lot better. Now, again, I don't proclaim to be a YouTube expert, but I understand how YouTube works because I've been on YouTube for a while myself. I know all the issues that have come up because what we're talking about today, for the most part, we talked about in 2016 when I first got on YouTube. And before I got on YouTube, the issues from 2010, 2012, 2014, we all talked about the issues. Now, I know there are a number of individuals that have content about the women. Turning 58, I don't try to change the minds of Western women. The only person I try to change is me. Why? Because where there's a problem, it could start with me. And I believe solving my own issues has carried me through life. Now, I don't use the words, I'm a work in progress, but what I do use is I strive for short-term goals every day, and then I have long-term goals. But I make sure my goals are realistic. And one goal I have is not to live above my means. Another goal I have is don't listen to a bunch of useless propaganda. Don't be a follower, be a leader. Now, being a leader does not mean you're a boss. Being a leader also means lead by example. You take your integrity with you and you take your character with you, then you lead with that. People don't have to agree with you. They don't have to like everything that you like. It's not about agreeing with somebody or disagreeing. On this special day, which it's my birthday, I'm cherishing it. Why? Because I'm able to live another year. I'm able to function just like I functioned yesterday when I was 57. And when it comes to a new year, yes, we're in a new year. But in order to get through this year, you have to leave some of the problems in the past. Now, don't get me wrong. We're going to be saying this next year because you're going to pick up a new set of problems. But you have to be able to solve those problems. Be mature. Be less emotional, particularly if you are a man. Now, I know there is a lot of propaganda that we watch through media, through college, through jobs, through government, and of course, through religion. You have to rise above that because there are going to be people out there that are always going to try to take you down. And during this session, this is January, and something I will call out is you're going to have a lot of scams going on, especially when it comes to tax season. There'll be a lot of people trying to get your tax money. And if you are a poor money manager, the best thing you need to do is work on not living above your means. Now, on this day, my birthday, I'm very happy I made it to the ripe age of 58. I'm going to keep striving because none of us are perfect. I don't want to be perfect because if you're perfect, you're not growing. I like to grow. I like to challenge myself. And I'm not going to be jealous of others to do it because I realize there are going to be people who have more than I have and who have less than I have. Now, for the people who have more than I have, I can learn from them on how to get more, but I can't be like them. The people who have less than I have, I can teach them by showing them how I got to where I got, but they can't be me. See, in everything that we do, if you keep yourself humble, you work on your health, you work on your mindset, you live a longer time. Now, as I get older, some of the young people might call me old, but some of those young people who call me old are no longer living today. Why? Because they got themselves caught up in some rubbish. And that rubbish came from the streets of Baltimore, Chicago, Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, Atlanta, Houston, New York, Milwaukee, St. Louis, Kansas City, Seattle, Dallas, Miami, Columbia, South Carolina, Wilmington, Delaware, Hartford, Connecticut, Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. May I say more? See, these young people are dying at a high rate. And when you're a parent, you have to bury your kids. Something is wrong with that. So if you have children, you want to keep your children out of harm's way. You want to be able to teach your children the right way to live. But in order to do that, you have to be living right, not perfect. And if you're a parent, your job is not to be your children's friend. You're their parent. And if you're going to make it to my age without all the stress, get your health together. And I say that because, again, over the last year, had a few YouTubers pass away. But then let's take it back a little further. Not only did we have a few YouTubers who passed away, and R&B singers who passed away, like Rick James, Teddy Pendergrass, Ray Charles, Tina Marie, Luther Vandross, and there are a few others. They had health problems, and they were in their 50s. And I say that because when it comes to Black men, we live the shortest. And if you really want to live too, it's good to eat food. But make sure you don't take a lot of calories that you can't burn off. Make sure you know what you're eating. Now, I don't expect you to go out there and be a vegan. But what I do expect you to do, if you want to live to my age, take care of your skin. Take care of yourself by raising your heart rate, your metabolism rate. Be active. The bottom line is you're only old when you're no longer active. I've seen commercials where they had disabled people use their phone with their feet, talk to their kids with sign language. And you know what I liked about that? They didn't let a handicap stop them. So I don't let my age stop me. Although I'm 58 today, I don't feel like it. Now, can I produce the same way that I did when I was 38 or 18? No, because hormones change. However, I can stay just as active. Of course, I'm going to be a little bit careful on the types of exercise that I choose, but I'm always keep learning as well. Get some education if you want. You can still change careers and learn a skill. But don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because you're going to have a lot of people who are around you. Keep your circle small. And the worst people who are going to be toxic are the ones who are supposed to love you the most, friends and family. They don't. Keep your circle small. Don't let your business get out there. Stay off social media if you can. But if you want to make it to my age, and there are people who have made it older than I, yeah, that's right. Talked to my mom and dad who are still living over the weekend. My dad's 82 and my mother's 81, still active. But I can say I'm proud of myself. With all the mistakes that I made, I'm able to turn a year older today. thank Tommy Jean for giving me a nice birthday dinner. Really thank that. And tonight, I'm going to enjoy the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. And I'm cheering on the Bills. I know my Baltimore Ravens lost to Pittsburgh. And I even look at that situation with Lamar Jackson. Now, I know the brother's hurt, but he's not going to get that money not looking out for his team. My Purdue Boilermakers lost 63-7 in the Citrus Bowl because the coach decided he wanted to leave and some of his players left with him to go to Louisville. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that, because if you're going to make it to my age, you can't be selfish. You have to be selfless. Because in the end, karma's a bitch. It will find you. And the thing about karma does not discriminate. Whatever comes around goes around. If you do something to somebody, it's going to come back. Might not come back to you right now, but it's going to hit you when you least expect it. And it's going to hit you at the time that you don't expect. You could be out there having a good time and it'll hit you. So what I'm saying is, beware of what you're watching on television. Beware of what you're hearing on the radio. Beware of toxicity around you. It's not about a New Year's resolution. Because my New Year's Day is the day where I turn 58 on my birthday. And again, I'm always blessed with what I have, and I don't worry about what I don't have. But I'm going to continue to strive. You know why? Because I want to see birthday number 59. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone radio show right here on YouTube. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. And if you were looking for some more educational content, check out the QCIS channel, formerly the Mind of STEM channel. On that channel, you'll get a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and of course, math. Now, if you cannot find the 401 Talk Zone radio show or the QCIS channel on YouTube, you check both of those channels out on Twitter. Now, for the QCIS channel, I take it one step further. Since it's an educational channel, you can also find that channel on LinkedIn, because in the end, I want to repeat this. Always be blessed for what you have. Don't worry about what you don't have. Know that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fits, wear it. If you don't like the shoe, change it. Now, coming up Wednesday, I'm going to do either a pre-record video or a live stream. Check in my community tab. It'll be listed. And again, I want to thank you for viewing and listening to this content from the 401 Talk Zone radio show channel right here on YouTube. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. I want you all to have a wonderful and gracious evening. God bless you. I'm out.